house. You guys can see my setup. This is my pot. It's just a regular nice little cooking pot. And we're gonna start, this is boiling, and this is just regular organic vegetable broth. So what I've done tonight, where did I put that dang container? Oh, hold on. Hold on. Oh, you're dizzy, I know. I threw it away, I didn't mean to. So what I've done tonight is I've gotten the best ingredients. So everything I've had is mostly organic. So this is like the most you're gonna spend on this meal if you're gonna do it like full on. So this is organic vegetable broth. This is only $2. It was on sale for $2, $2.50 or something like that. I used to use chicken broth. You can use chicken broth if you want. I choose vegetable broth. I'm trying to get away from more meat products. So this is boiling nice and good, vigorous. So the first part I'm going to do is I'm going to get some little acid in here, and you can use any acid. Tonight I'm choosing red wine vinegar. Hold on. Oh gosh, I should have opened everything. Huh? Hold on. Okay. How much salt in the broth? Don't know. Just taste it. Alright, so we're going to put in some vinegar. I do everything by taste, so there's no real recipe. I thought I'll write out a recipe for you or whatever. So you want to put that in because you want that to cook off. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some salt. I'm familiar with this broth. I know it needs a little bit more salt. And then I use sugar. Sugar kind of enhances a lot of flavors for me. I know people sit there and think, oh my gosh, you shouldn't be adding sugar. That's a couple little small spoonfuls. It's no big deal. And I'm going to let that cook off. You can also add red wine. One of my patients gave me this bottle of red wine for my birthday. And that's also another form of acid. I'll just, I can add a little bit. It's no big deal. You don't have to do that. I'm going to cover that back up, let it boil. Okay, so we're doing top-notch stuff. Now, this is all you need for this recipe, okay? The basic recipe, if you'll just get kale, that's $2. This is on sale. This is organic kale on sale for $2. These are organic tomatoes. They were kind of pricey. They're 4 to a vine, organic tomatoes. They were $4 for 4 tomatoes. Now listen, I know you can get tomatoes much cheaper. So $2, you can get tomatoes for $2. And then I use these sunburst little cherry tomatoes. You want to get a variety of tomatoes. Last time I made this, I had a whole container full of different organic tomatoes. So $2 for kale, $2 for tomatoes, $2 for the organic vegetable broth, a can of beans for $1, 2, 2, 2, 6, 7, 8. About $8. No, wait. 2, 2, 4, 6. This was $3, 9, so $10. So that is your basic, all you need. Can of beans, tomatoes, kale, and that's your basic soup, if that's what you want to make. All right. Now we're gonna duck it up. We're gonna really Dr. V it up, okay? So what I've done is I made it the seafood. These are the beans. They've been washed. I know I tell you not to use canned vegetables, but beans are an exception. They're nice. They're kind of nice and quicker if you don't want to do it. So here's what we have for the seafood tonight. And this is available at Albertsons here in Albuquerque, down the road. These are little neck clams, but these are jumbo, large little neck clams. It's kind of a funny thing. So when you're picking out clams, you want the shells to be closed, okay? You want the shells to be closed. These are live. They're not frozen, these are live. And if they're open, like this one is slightly open, I don't know if you can see, but slightly open, if you'll tap it, he'll close. That means he's still alive. Any clams or mussels that are open, you don't want. These are extra large shrimp. So I got 6 mussels, 6 extra large shrimp. And these are Jonah claws. I've never actually used these, Jonah crab claws. But they're parboiled, they're already been previously cooked, okay? So all they need to really do is to heat them up. I got 4 of these. So this recipe is for 4. And if you cook it, if you get everything that I'm about to show you, it's $25 for 4 people. Very cheap. So here's what you're looking at. These are the little neck clams. I saved you guys the little stickers. And these are the large ones. If you get regular sized ones, they're cheaper. But these are $5.99 a pound. They were on sale. So $6.65. So $1 a clam. The large raw frozen shrimp were turned out to be $2.52, or approximately 40 cents a shrimp. That's nothing, because they're extra large. They're really big. And the Jonah crab claws, which were pre-cooked, were $3.50 for 4, so a little bit, about 90 cents. So if you're a sleeve patient, I mean, you are literally going to eat one clam, one shrimp, one Jonah claw, and you're going to be about done, okay? So if you're one of my patients and you've had bariatric surgery, you're not going to eat very much. So the key with this is you got to do it in stages. And what I have found in doing this recipe, now this is boiling all nice, you always want to taste. Let me get a little spoon. Asian spoon. That red wine made that little pretty dark there. Not bad, not bad. So it has a nice flavor. So I have found that to start off with, I like the beans. I like to put the beans in first to heat those up. This dish cooks really fast. You're gonna have dinner on your table in about 10 minutes. So I'm gonna set my timer, about 2 minutes. See my timer? Going on my microwave. All right. Woo! Y'all dizzy yet? All right. What's the serving size for pre? Well, whatever. Depends on where you are pre. You know, some people are pre and then some people are pre. Some people need to start by just reducing their amount of junk food. Like they used to have hamburgers this big and now they can have hamburgers this big. Some people were already eating pretty healthy, just need to decrease their portions. So that's a little bit funny question. I'm gonna clean up a little bit here. So the beans are going in and we're gonna take some few questions. So this is a kale, tomato, and seafood stew. I'm calling it a stew because there's not as much broth, so it's gotta be a little bit thicker and creamier with the beans. I do need a cameraman or woman, and any volunteers, I'd be happy to take them. But that would mean I'd have to have someone else in my apartment, which never happens. So sorry. Burgers, no bun. No, that sucks. Burger's still a burger. You know, we don't eat much meat, or try not to. I like burgers. If I'm gonna have a hamburger, I'm gonna have a hamburger. I mean, I don't want a burger with no bun. That's silly. That's just chopped steak. I just tried shrimp today. I'm 2 weeks out. Sleepers love them. Go slowly with your baby. Listen to what your surgeons tell you. Two weeks is pretty fast for shrimp for my patients. I don't know. So, problem is I don't like seafood. Well, get over it. That's just a habit, believe it or not. It's just something you've tried, not tried. There's thousands of varieties of seafood, different types of fish that you have yet to try. There's only one type of burger, though. Trust me. There's only one type of, enchilada or whatever it is you think you like. Most of the stuff people think they like or don't like are just, it's all the same food, just reprocessed into different structures. Okay? Anna, no excuses. That's right, girl. No excuses today. Had a great swordfish steak earlier this week. Good job. Good job, Margaret. Meredith. I'm sorry. All right, my alarm's going off. For those of you just watching the show, just keep giving me hearts. Sometimes when I'm talking, I can't read the comments, so if you cut and paste your questions in case I'm forgetting things. So what to know about this is that you kind of have to have an idea in your head how long things take to cook. So that's how you're going to add them. Now, if you look at the kale, there are two parts. Oh, I'm going to flip the camera again. All right, there are two parts of the kale, the leafy part, and then further down you have more of the stem. So the stem part is going to take longer to cook. So right now, I'm going to put the stem in. So all the kind of thicker stemmy parts. I think that's the word, stemmy. In medicine, that means a heart attack, but so we're just putting these in here. No big deal. You don't have to get them all. It's no, you're going to have different variations in crunch and texture. So another 2 minutes for that. Because all this stuff will be cooking at the same time, Oops. All right, settle it down so y'all don't go crazy on me. So the stemmy part's going to go in, and then I think I'm going to do the shrimp next, because shrimp takes about 6 minutes. I mean, I should have put it in beforehand, but that's all right. All right, is sashimi or sushi good for sleepers? Ask my patients, they'll tell you. I was taught to cut out stems. Nope, you can use every part of greens or vegetables, leaves, things like that. And if you want to cut them out, you can. They're a little bit tougher, more fibrous, and but in this setting, they're really wonderful for a nice crunch. So that was a great question. I like cooking questions. When I'm doing a cooking show, I like cooking questions. That'd be nice. The other cool part about cooking, you get to drink a little wine while you're cooking, right? That's what you need to do. Long day, long week. Yeah, you can actually use all parts of like a turnip or radish. You can use leafy beets. You can use the beet part. You can also use the stem, leafy parts. I have a recipe with that. That's amazing. There's not going to be any herbs, Lynn, in this dish. It's pretty straightforward. So really just a basic dish is the vegetable broth, tomatoes, kale, beans, boom, you're set to go. Salt, sugar, and some vinegar for the acid, and that's it, you know? Now we're just ducking up with the seafood. 30 more seconds with the shrimp in there. Oh, thank you guys so much for all my birthday wishes. I think I got over 600 birthday wishes on Facebook. I can't respond to them all. I'm definitely making this. I strongly suggest you do. You live by the ocean. You know, I think that would be awesome. All right, I'm going to flip the screen again. Okay, dokie. So you can see this is turned this brilliant green color, yeah? Nice. And we're always stirring and moving. You don't want those beans to stick at the bottom. You also don't want to lose too much broth. Ooh, baby, it's starting to taste good. I do this sometimes with, so here's my shrimp. Let me just grab my shrimp. Just grab them all. I'm just going to all lay them in there. This is not hard. I'm just going to put it all in here. Now, shrimp takes about 6 minutes to cook, so we're going to let that go for about 2 minutes again. Okay, so the shrimps are all nice and tasty and toasty in there. But damn, Dr. Vaughn, what's again? Well, we'll do those here pretty soon. They only take about 3 minutes to cook. And I think the mussels will be about 3 minutes. So I think the clams will go in next. And then the claws and the tomatoes and kale at the end will be about ready. You have to parade the shrimp, he said. Oh, sorry, I missed that. So for a 2-week sleever, that's a shrimp technique to create a mushy. We call that a mushy in my clinic. So we make things mushies. I have an issue with that just because I don't want my patients to parade real food when they can eat it. Like there are clinics that tell patients, oh, you can have a steak, just parade it. I think that really jacks with people's heads. That's my personal opinion. If I want a steak, I mean, I want to be able to cut into a steak and experience steak. Now, I don't eat that much steak, but when I do, I want to have an experience of steak. So, you gotta be careful about that. I'm not sure what you mean by ask your questions, the sashimi questions. They'll respond. I have a lot of patients watching on the show, and some of them have had sushi and sashimi, and they enjoy it all the time. So, that's what I meant. Hey, Dr. V, Miss Brown, who is S.E. Brown? Sorry, I don't know who that is, but hi, how are you? I hope my voice is going okay. May I ask what you're drinking? Yes, absolutely. It's Friday night. You know, the sad thing about this, it's Friday night. I'm a young single guy, surgeon, and I'm at home periscoping, cooking dinner. That's pretty sad. What's sadder is that I've got about 100 people watching me doing it. So, so this is a Syrah from Chile that a patient of mine got me for my birthday this week, and I thought I would use it for the show tonight. I put it, in case you missed the beginning, you can rewatch this on the replay, but what did I say? I put some in my stock. All right, you're home with no camera women. No, I'm home with no camera women. You're right. Sarah, you are true, man. All right, I'm going to flip the screen. Okay, so you can see that shrimp is really nice and pink. I might be overcooking it here. We're going to try these clams real quick. And I think because that shrimp went in there a lot faster than I like, I'm going to go ahead and put in the tomatoes. There. The tomatoes are going to add this nice acid to it, to the sauce. And I'm going to also put in, there are a few stems here. There we go. And I think that's going to be good. And we're going to do another 2 minutes. Start. Okay, so we're just quickly going through our ingredients. We got the tomatoes, the cherry tomatoes put in. They're small. They're going to be like a little burst of flavor. It's pretty awesome. All right. You saw my book stack. That's what I'm putting this on. Yes, you do the same thing with just the vegetables without the seafood, and that will give you a nice vegetable soup. And that's actually how I learned the soup, was originally just that. And then the first time I ever made it, I actually put in the cannelloni beans and sausage. Shh, don't tell anybody. I put in some sausage. Now when I do the sausage, I brown the sausage first, and then I get the frond off of the bottom of the pan, and then I let it boil a little bit longer. But I wanted to make this a little bit shorter broadcast. How far do you have to be out to eat this? Normally, it depends on what your surgeon tells you. Please follow what your surgeons tell you. Use tofu too. I wouldn't use tofu for this dish. I think it's... I guess you could if you didn't use the seafood. I guess you can use tofu. But if you use tofu, I would use the extra fur. Bad boy. Yes, I am. Naughty. My wine, my pork sausage. I know, it's crazy. Craziness. Life is short. It's Friday. And I'm going to stay home and Netflix. Losing. I don't need weight loss surgery yet. You're fun to watch. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Yeah, Periscope is an awesome fun deal. I do the TV broadcast every night around 7 o'clock, depending on my schedule. And you're skinny. I am skinny. Netflix and chill. Yes, I do need a Netflix and chill. Miss Flowers in the house. Yeah, you know, I had a crazy week, crazy September. I really kind of overextended myself. So, you're also Netflixing on Friday night. Awesome, that's great. All right, the alarm's going off. I think we're going to be ready now. Let me check our sauce. I'm going to leave the camera this way. Is that all right? Yep. All right. Oh yes, awesome. It's looking good. The shrimps are looking divine. Oh my gosh. I need a little bit more salt. For that person who asked about the salt, I think it needs a little bit more salt. That wasn't very much. And now, shut up. I'm going to put in the tomatoes. I'm going to drop in the sunburst little yellow grape tomatoes and the remainder of the leafy part of the kale, because those will cook really fast. All right. Now I'm going to turn timer back up to 2 minutes. Oh, I forgot the Jonah claws. Almost forgot the big daddies. Oh no, you get to see the stove at the end. You got to see the big reveal, but the Jonah claws are going in now. All right. I've never actually cooked with those Jonah crab claws. And for those of you who missed the beginning, these are the Jonah crab claws. I've never cooked with them before, but they're pre-boiled, so we'll see how long they need to take to cook. But I think this will be good. This recipe, if you can call it a recipe, I think would feed 4 people easily. It would probably feed about 10 sleevers, quite honestly, because there's so much in it. You know, you got the tomatoes and the kale, and the beans are really filling, and you got all that seafood. And it's $25 if you duck it up, like I just did. The Jonah claws are good. That's awesome. Never had them. If you overlook, they will be chewy. If I overcook, they'll be chewy, of course. Do you need to smash the claws first? I don't, because I meant to show you that. They've actually been pre-sawed, so pre-cracked. Okay? What kind of beans? Oh, they were cannellini beans. But you can use any beans. Or white beans, navy beans. I've used navy beans. They're awesome. These just happen to be cannellini beans. And again, if you're joining in late, the vegetable broth, organic. I use the best ingredients for this show. Tomatoes, organic tomatoes on the vine, which were $4 for 4 of them, but you're worth it. Little sunbursts, little cherry tomatoes, like that. And then the Jonah crab claws, which I just showed you, the little neck clams, and the extra large shrimp, which came out to be about 40 cents. The question about the thought cans were no-nos. You know, canned beans are a little bit of an exception. They're not as nice as fresh beans, but in a pinch, you know, it's Friday night. I got Netflix to do. You can kind of throw it in. You'll be all right. All right, you ready to see what this baby looks like? All right, let's see. That's times before they opened. Yep, we're going to show you. In fact, you only want to cook seafood or eat seafood or clams that have opened. So here we go. You got the claws. You see how green and vibrant that is? Into the tomato. I'm going to throw this up. What do you guys think? How's that look? And then there's the question right there. It's opened up. That's how you know that clam. See that clam's opened up right there? That's how you know it's done. Look at this thing, man. It's just me. That clam's opened up. All of these clams are opening up. It's awesome. So another minute or so, and those shrimps will be perfectly done. Around 6 minutes. The Jonah claws, I think they just need to be heated through. But look at that color and that vibrancy. Isn't that awesome? All right. I'm gonna let it go for another minute or so, and then I'll do a tasting for you. Vinegar helps keep them bright green. Absolutely. But eventually you can overcook them, so we'll see how it goes. Looks delish. Nice. What about some heat pepper? You can if you want. Oh, actually, that's true. I usually put some little red chili flakes. What are sleevers? People who've had the gastric sleeve surgery. You can look those up. Peppa, enjoy. Thank you. 4 minutes for Jonah's claws? Oh boy, we'll get there. Any questions? What do you guys think about the first cooking show? It's pretty simple. Hi Brian, come on over. Wolf 505, be right there. Problem is, I know what texture you're on, so you'll be all right. Looks delicious. You can do everything with a great expertise. Love this cooking show. Hey, all right, Marcella, welcome to the show. Mariana, cool, awesome, A++, cool. Thank you, appreciate it. These are very simple techniques, and that's what I want to tell my patients. It doesn't have to be complicated to cook well and to eat clean. Everything you saw was organic, came in clean, fresh. You can skip the seafood if you don't want to use it or don't think you like it. But it would be a perfect soup for a cold winter. You use different types of tomatoes, different types of kales. You can throw anything in there. It's a very versatile recipe. And you just taste. Everything's to taste. So if there's not enough salt, you add more salt. Not enough sugar, you add more sugar. And you know, you just kind of adjust it to what you want. This is how the recipe has kind of evolved for me. And that's how I always cook. The second I use a recipe, I'm stuck on that recipe. Like, I can't remember the dish. I have to, like, always read the recipe. It's weird. I'm a pretty smart dude, right? But I just can't seem to remember recipes. And, but if from the get-go, if I just play with it, I never need a recipe. I just cook, you know? And it's much more fun that way. I don't know. I thought it went okay. I think Kizzy's gonna come visit me at the end of the month, and I'm gonna have her be my camera woman. How's that sound? Thank you. You're welcome, Maya. Stick with the Optifast. Yeah, you should. You know, Fridays are wonderful because it's the end of a hard week, and hopefully that you've worked hard. Let me turn off this fire. And you can relax a little bit, unwind, and hopefully you're spending time with someone that you really appreciate and love. And it could be your wife, might not be your wife, it might be your buddies, it could be your husband, maybe it's not your husband. For you guys, it's my patients, and everyone's watching me. I appreciate your time. I'm gonna plate this up real quick, and I'll show it to you. All right, so just hold on. All right. Oh my God, this looks amazing. Oh, I have to show it to y'all one more time before I plate it. I mean, it just looks amazing. Everything's opened up, bright, colorful, beautiful, yeah? So, yum, thank you. So I'm gonna plate it up, and I just use a bowl, however much you want. My sleever's not gonna eat very much. And I like to get a bunch of broth in there. I'm not gonna make you watch me plate all this, but oh my gosh, this is amazing. Looks amazing. You know what y'all need? We need smell-o-vision. I'm telling you, if you can smell this, oh my God, it smells phenomenal. It smells like the ocean. It smells kind of like you just had a long swim on the beach, and it's just amazing. Let me get a spoon. All right, I think I am going to take Peppa's advice. I got some crushed red pepper here. You can use anything you want, crushed red pepper. I'm going to add a little bit of that for me. I'm going to add a little black pepper. You know what the funny thing about black pepper is? Do you know when you're supposed to add black pepper? Right when you're eating. It's not supposed to be put in when you're cooking. Isn't that weird? I don't know. That's what they say. And then, when you're serving this to your family, I like to, you spent a lot of good money on this good seafood. Oh, man, you want to showcase it. So here's what I like to do. Let's just take it, and kind of arrange it a little bit pretty. I'll flip that around. Here, let me show y'all. So you want to put your crab claws up on top, you know. Your clams are nice and open. Look at those, man, those are big. Awesome. You got some tomatoes in there. All right, got it. It's always the broth though. Every stew or soup you make, it's always about the broth. So I got little beans here. That's really good. Sorry, I'm not sharing. I gotta get a clam. Some people sit there and think, oh, clams are weird, or they look gross, or it's a texture issue, Dr. V. Get over it. You know, it's just amazing. If you were stuck on an island, you would do it, okay? The broth is not like pho soup. For those of you who don't know, pho is like the Asian noodle soup, Vietnamese noodle soup. This is more vegetable-y, a little bit more acid to it, salt and sugar. The tomatoes are actually quite sweet, so they impart a sweetness. The beans add a creaminess. For those of you who don't like kale, this is the best way to try it. Still green, very nutritious, I mean, great color. Has a little bit of bite, but still pretty soft. The shrimp is perfectly cooked. Very phenomenal. So can you write this as a work expense? I wish I could, but that's only 25 bucks, and it was the top of the line ingredients, and that's include all the crabs and Jonah claws and shrimps and stuff like that. But you can make it very basic for 8 bucks and feed 4 people. So I don't like it when my new patients sit there and tell me that eating healthy is expensive. It's not. You can't feed 4 people for 8 bucks going through McDonald's. You just can't. And this is nourishing your family. Once you get this technique down, it'll take you 10 minutes to cook. That's it, right? So thank y'all for watching. I'm going to end my scope. It's a long scope, 30-minute scope. Wow. And I'm going to enjoy my dinner. All right? And I'll be back just about every day. Every night around 7 p.m. the Dr. V show, Real Talk with Dr. V. This is the cooking edition that we tried. Hope you liked it. Share with your friends. If you're watching this on the replay, you can continue to give me hearts. Good night, especially if you're one of my patients. I can tell if you're not giving me hearts. I can see it. All right. Have a good weekend. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll think of a topic to talk about tomorrow. Bye.